You'd have to be crazy to change a house you've been in love with for more than 30 years. It would be a miracle if it turned out well.
Been working for me, Jesus, but my steps are getting slow. I've had a hard road to travel in this world below. Been working on a building, been praying every day. Lord, I've been a hard-working pilgrim on the way. Now my feet are getting weary, but I'm satisfied. Still got a lot of burden, but nothing too high. When I stand before the judgment, this is all I can say. Lord, I've been a hard-working pilgrim on the way. Don't know how to preach a sermon, or to ever make a song, but I'm a God-fearing Christian with an humble heart. When my work on earth is ended, this is all I have to say. Lord, I've been a hard-working pilgrim on the way. Now my feet are getting weary, but I'm satisfied. Still got a lot of burden, but nothing too high. When I stand before the judgment, this is all I can say. Lord, I've been a hard-working pilgrim on the way.
I guess you could say there are no backsies at this point. We're looking to the Guineys for answers. Dennis and old man Guiney himself.
Are you here for a bit?
What do you think? You guys have us blocked in our house. Are we here for a bit?
Are you okay?
Although we've only lived here less than a year, we actually go way back with 2751 Buena Vista Way, back to the late 1970s, before we were married or had kids. We lived in a cottage and our landlady, Berkeley Maybeck, lived across the street at 2751. Her father-in-law built the house for her and her young family in the 1930s. Jackie became a very important person in our lives, and now living in this house, it feels as if we're just taking care of the house for her, and she's upstairs taking care of us. Who would risk screwing up the house of your fairy godmother? But from the moment the prospect of buying 2751 became more real, we started to dream about making some changes. This is what we had. Half the kitchen was in the great room, the stove here, and then there was this very beaten up room divider. It hid the stove okay, but cut up the dining area in a way that made it hard to seat more than 4 people at a time. The rest of the kitchen was through this doorway on a back porch that had been enclosed many years ago. It also served as a hallway for a little powder room. This area labeled storage was built in the 1960s by Jackie and her husband Wallen as a potter studio or pot shop for her. To get here, you had to go outside, walk around here, go in this door, and then down some steps. You'd find yourself in a rough-hewn space made of cinder block with a view straight out to the Golden Gate. We were a bedroom short when our grandkids visited us, and the pot shop seemed like the best candidate for morphing into extra sleeping and office space. The plans will get rid of that pesky room divider, push the wall of the old pantry out 4 feet, move the stove into the kitchen, and upgrade the powder room. We will also get an indoor passage to the pot shop. following a windy course from the kitchen around the back of the chimney. The new pot shop will house a combination guest room and office for me. Altogether, instead of 3 little boxes, we'll now have one larger one along the back, but the footprint is almost exactly the same. When we decided to change the house to make it work better for our family, there was no one else we trusted and respected enough to do this sentimental project. It had to be Gyneco, Neil and Julie and Dennis for the job. Demolition turned up many souvenirs of a fire that had engulfed the house in the 1940s. Mrs. Maybeck, little Annie, had left potatoes frying on the stove and gone off to meet with the mayor about a road.
Kind of looks like pine.
Yeah, it does. Sure does. Yeah. These panels were on the outside of the panel that was in the living room. And you can see all the burn marks and stuff. They were survivors of the fire.
When she came back, her house was on fire, the roof had burned, and the timbers of the whole upstairs of the house were charred black. Maybeck was 78 years old at the time of the fire. Some of his finest work had gone up in smoke 17 years before in the Great Berkeley Fire. Now this. An old man now, he summoned the energy to bring the house back from ruin. Through a combination of creativity and hard work, he and the crew hand-sanded the charred beams and used plywood to replace the lost knotty pine ceiling panels. The result was a house that had risen phoenix-like from its own destruction. The rush to rebuild had sometimes resulted in shortcuts and shoddy construction. Mostly things went according to the well-laid plans of Neil and Dennis, and we grinned and poked ourselves every night at the good luck we were having with the weather. It felt great to be replacing the dry rot and the do-it-yourself repairs that were done after the fire. The house was taking on new life with stronger bones. The only thing we're changing in the great room is removing the room divider. Otherwise, everything we're taking out, the 3 little boxes, was added by Wallen and Jackie, so it's of less historical value. But it's still very emotionally loaded, and we need to replace it with something great. March 25th. It's about 5 weeks after demolition started on the house, and this is where we are with our little home improvement project. Thinking of putting plexiglass on the ceilings here. So we preserve this nice, open, light-filled plan. Oop! But cooler heads are prevailing. Neil said we'd have a honeymoon for 2 months and then get sick of having the guys in our house. Well, we never got sick of the men, but it did get a little harder. It's gonna rain.
I gotta find our umbrellas just in case you guys don't nail us. Put on the slickers.
A few days short of April Fool's, there was a heavy rain. Water started pouring down the walls in the living room. All my worst fantasies about remodeling the house seemed to be coming true. But the Guineys were right there. Neil was unflappable and knew what to do. He and Dennis spent the rest of the weekend shoring up the roof. Miraculously, our old wooden walls seemed no worse after their bath.
April 5th, and the roof is going on. Pam's out here ferociously defending her garden.
I hope you all know that I'm never one to over-dramatize things, but having dodged a bullet with the flood, it went downhill from there. Neil said we had to start choosing things.
And you may find yourself living in a shotgun shack. And you may find yourself in another part of the world. And you may find yourself behind the wheel of a large automobile. And you may find yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, well, how did I get here?
Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground.
And you may ask yourself, how do I work this? And you may ask yourself, where is that large automobile? And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife.
Letting the days go by, let the water hold me down. Letting the days go by, water flowing underground into the blue again. After the money's gone, once in a lifetime, water flowing underground.
Same as it ever was. 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 Same as it ever was.
It's not the same as it ever was. The house is changing. We need space for our family, and it has to be compatible with the old house without pretending to be a Maybeck. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. But as the project's official worrier, I'm worried that we're too far from Maybeck. It's too contemporary and too boxy. He said you get beautiful buildings by letting skilled craftsmen shape and create the design, and then highlighting their work in the home's final finishes. I'm hoping that'll work, giving us something new but that kind of looks old and handmade at the same time. No problem, right? Something that's really beautiful but complements the old house it leans on.
Well, I mean, it's a quarter up to here, isn't it? It's quarter round, so yeah, go ahead and take everything.
Morning, fellas.
Morning.
Hey, it's May 19th.
Are you doing the Monday morning special?
Monday morning. Oh, dude. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, but look how great this looks. Nice. Something like that.
Sounds right. Just precious days.
Yeah. You know, time flies.
Flies when you're working without a plum houses.
Out of plum houses.
His on-base percentage is up over 380, and that ball is smoked to the left. 1-0 Giants.
Big thing for baseball.
I bet these guys have seen a ton of changes in their careers. But the relationships between them, the mix of laughs and skill and creativity is just what Ruskin said has been characteristic of craftsmen through the ages. It's a lot of fun to hang out with Dennis and Jose and Greg and John. And every chance I get, I sidle in and try to pass myself off as one of the boys.
June 19th. Mudding's going on for the tile. It's got the sink all ready to go for Dan the tile guy. We're trying out this. And we got our washer dryer back. Woohoo! And Altoberto this morning put in the granite for the bathroom. It's too pretty to put the toilet in there.
We couldn't resist inviting Zach, Rachel, and the kids up to check out our progress. The kids stuck to the house like ducks to water. Abby even did a ladies who lunch thing with her friend Alyssa, serving peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on the deck.
Yo! Uh-oh.
Making 2751 more family-friendly was the goal of our project from the beginning. After all, Maybeck built this house for a family, and we wanted to make it big enough to accommodate all of ours. After the San Diego Linfords left, we went up to Mendocino with Scotty to kick back and celebrate Pam's birthday.
Oh my gosh, they did the floors overnight. Oh, and they painted the cabinets. Oh, and there's Greg. Hey.
Hey.
What's happening?
Oh, this is an interview?
Yeah.
Let me put on my tie.
Yeah, this is we're going to try to sell this to this old house.
Oh, yeah?
Get ready for the next episode of Survivor. Oh my God. Cleaning up.
There's spider webs over here.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's how long you guys have been here.
There's what?
It's spider webs.
I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. I'm working on a building. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord. It's
somebody's got great tools. That's what we've got. That's the case we're trying to make here. Do you think that?
Pushing. Gotta pick up my end.
Go ahead.
You okay in there?
Yeah, I got it.
Neil Guiney blows my socks off. Every time we get into a cul-de-sac, he's there with a bulldozer or a GPS to get us out of it. He's got an amazing command of so many details of the trade. And on top of that, he's got a devilishly creative imagination for solutions.
Will you guys take the cap off?
That cup right here? Yeah. No, we'll leave it. Because we're gonna hook it up right here.
One, two, three.
La rampa, la rampa.
We have to use like the other.
Yeah.
Stop.
Looking good. We gave us a new footing here.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's kind of plumb, kind of square, kind of level.
Here we are. We're in your movie. We're movie stars now.
That's
Dad.
right.
Absolutely.
Say hi to the folks at home.
Hi, folks at home. Yeah.
Stairs are looking good.
Yeah, come on, baby. Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Oh, isn't that pretty?
Look at that.
If Zach and Rachel and the baby's visit in July was the test
Oh,
drive,
here comes the plane from San
Thanksgiving
Francisco.
is the real deal. We're ready to really try out the rejuvenation of the house.
I wonder if Joe and Abby are on it.
Here's some fish from Mrs. Market.
Oh, thank you. Oh, boy, salmon. It's fresh salmon.
Salmon.
Oh, thanks, honey.
I'll take a little of this with,
Pam, you want your ice cream on your apple? Wait, is this?
Please.
and then I'll have a little.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was a huge success. Our focus group loved the house. Zach and Rachel and Abby and Joe took over the 3 bedrooms on the main floor, and Pam and I slept in the pot shop for the first time. Abby got over her fear of deer, and Joe took visitors in to see my room at Poppy and Nana's. We're so happy and grateful to everyone who worked on the house, but 3 people were essential. If this project had been a movie, Neil Guiney would have been the director. He handled it masterfully and created a work of enduring value. Okay, if the project wasn't a movie, let's say if it were a basketball game, guess who would be playing the part of Stephen Curry, the guard who knows where everybody is on the floor and has a killer three-pointer. And last but not least, Julie Guiney, our guardian angel, the kind who helps you find just the right spot for your dining room table. There are so many things we love about the addition, but 2 stand out. One is sitting at the work table in the kitchen, looking out at the upper garden and the birds who visit it. The other is feeling that we're always ready to accommodate family and friends in a house that's too great not to share.